Greetings, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Please let me know. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me okay? I'm here to answer your questions again. If you have any questions, please type them in the commentary box. Good afternoon, Ajahn, from Neil on meditation. From Rinachi, Sadhu. If you can hear me okay, please let me know. From Rinachi, okay, Ajahn, the sound is okay. From Mio on meditation, sound and picture are okay. From Matt Rusen, yes, good sound. From Madeline Chin, Sukito Hodo, Ajahn. So everybody is happy, I presume. Working today. Today is Wednesday. It's almost noon here in Thailand, 11:54. So if you're working, you're either having lunch now. From Marianne, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Lim Mui, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are mindful. I hope you keep maintaining your mindfulness. Keep your mind in the present. Don't send it to the past or to the future. Keep it in the present, either with the mantra Bhutto Bhutto, or keep watching your body. Whatever you do, just watch and try not to think. Think only when you have to. From PNDN, Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn, happy afternoon, long life Ajahn. Thank you. From Beijing, Kuik, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Czech, Ling Tan, how are you, Czech? Greetings, Ajahn. It's night time over here in Vancouver, Ajahn. It's probably about 10 o'clock, right? About 10 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock here, 12 noon. From Adelaide, the Bethany, Ajahn, the website luangta.com. It's all in Thai. In order to have the English translation, the website is luangta.eu. Okay, thank you very much. Whoever want to read Luangta books or listening to his Dhamma talk, please go into this website. And also dhammatalk.org. Ajahn Jeff website, where are the translations made by Ajahn Jeff for many Thai masters in different languages also. And forestdhamma.org, Ajahn Dick website, where others can be found, different language also. The autobiography of Ajahn has just been finished to be translated. I hope this will help those looking for translations of Thai forest masters' biographies and teaching. There's a book written by Ajahn and translated by either Tan Panya or Tan Dik. It's called the Patipatha, the ways of practices by all the meditation masters, all the disciples of Ajahn. Ajahn Mahamu went to talk to them each personally about their practices, and then he wrote them in this book called the Patipatha. Hi, sweetheart, greeting Ajahn. From Matt Drusen. Ajahn, I used to take medicine for depression, but I don't anymore. Can I be a monk? It's up to you. If you think you can be a monk, you can be a monk. All you have to do is follow the monastic rules and practice Dhamma. But you have to be ordained by a monk. So you have to talk to the monk who's going to ordain you, whether he sees that you are fit to ordain or not. Unfortunately, I don't ordain monks. So you have to talk to some other monks like Tan Jeff. I think Tan Jeff can ordain monks. From Cornell Kennedy. Dear Ajahn, what is the true purpose of Buddha Puja? The true purpose of Buddha Puja is to become enlightened. There are two types of pujas. One puja with material things like flowers, incense, and there's another type of puja called Patibat puja by practicing the Dhamma. So that's the kind of puja the Buddha recommends, is to pay homage by practicing the Dhamma. And once you practice the Dhamma, you will soon become enlightened. So that's the purpose of Buddha Puja. To honor the Buddha by following his teaching, by practicing the Dhamma teaching, so that we can become enlightened and be free from suffering. From Matt Drusen, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Michael Saw, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Pinyata, Priyanta Jaya Vikrama. Dear Ajahn, it is hard to understand law of karma. Bad actions bring bad results. What and who knows about bad actions of one's and how bad results materialize automatically? Thanks, Ajahn. Yes, the good and bad karma results materialize automatically inside the mind. When you do good karma, happiness materialize. When you do bad karma, suffering materialize. These are the true consequences of one's karma, happiness or suffering. The other consequences that might happen to your body is secondary results. You might be hurt by someone because you did something bad to them, for instance. But principally, the result of your good and bad karma appears in your mind in the forms of happiness or suffering. From Grave Aldrich, good afternoon, Ajahn. Is unshakable mindfulness only present in an arahant, or also present in other stages of ariyas? I think each stages of ariya have different level of mindfulness. You have fully unshakable mindfulness to become an arahant. Otherwise, you still need to be developing mindfulness. From Matt Drusen, thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching. You're welcome. From Rinachi, Ajahn, how can a person transfer merit to the aborted child? Just make some merits, like giving food to monks or giving money to charity. Once you have done that, you have good feelings. It's the good feelings and the feeling of contentment that you will transfer to the spiritual beings of the baby, of the dead baby. By thinking in your mind, I would like to present this merit to the person who died, to my aborted child, for instance. From Ong Apprentice, good afternoon, Long Paul. Sound is okay, although there is some room echo, but still can hear Long Paul clearly. Okay. Unfortunately, this is how my equipment works. So we just have to be content with what we have. As long as it does the job, I think that's okay with me. From Tibachara, Longgun. From Alex Wee, Satu, Satu, Satu. Okay, here's the question sent in to Assistant Ajahn Suchart at gmail.com. From Malik Vitarana in Brisbane. Are we changing conditions due to changing causes? What are we? We are the one who knows, the one who used the body to do things to satisfy our cravings. That's who we are. And what we do might affect other people or things. Like right now, human beings are doing things that are affecting the environment. So we have the change in the weather, in the climate, because of our action. From Cecilia Gun Yoksim, Long Paul, when we are mindful, the suffering is less. Is it that when we are mindful, there is less clinging? Yes, there is less clinging because there is less thinking. See? When you think, you start to cling, you start to attach, you start to crave for things that you think about. So when you're mindful, you stop your thinking. When you stop your thinking, you temporarily stop your clinging and attachment and cravings. If you want to stop clinging permanently, you have to use insight. You have to think in the way of anicca, dukkha, anatta. From Phoebe Sang, dear Venerable Ajahn Suchart, I am currently living alone in my house for 2 days, for the first time in many years. Usually I'm always staying with family or friends or housemates. I find it very uncomfortable. I didn't realize I would find it so hard. Why am I fearful and averse to being alone? And what to do? What do I have to focus on overcoming? See, you are insecure because your mind is not calm enough. So your mind keeps seeking things outside of yourself to give you some sense of security, like being with people or things. So what you have to do is develop more mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking. And when your mind stops from thinking, your mind will become calm, peaceful, and happy. And you don't feel lonely, and you don't feel afraid. But when your mind is not calm, you start to think about your security, and you feel lonely, and you feel that you might not be able to look after yourself. So it's just a matter of feeling created by your thoughts. So you have to stop your thoughts, stop your thinking by using mindfulness. Recite a mantra, do some chanting, or watch your body, or sit and meditate. then your mind can become calm and not lonely or afraid. From Ong Apprentice, yes, Long Paul, thank you very much. From Rina Chi, thank you, Ajahn. Here's another question sent in to my assistant Ajahn Suchart @gmail.com. Question number 1 from Yi Fu T. Could Ajahn please explain Anicca and Anatta? Anicca means changing, impermanent. Everything in this world is changing. They never remain the same. They keep changing like the body. The body keeps changing from the day of birth to the day of death. And this changing is anatta, meaning no one can control this process of anicca. Everything is anicca, and therefore they are anatta. You cannot tell the body to stop changing. You cannot tell the body to stop getting old, getting sick and die. Just like you cannot tell the weather. Because there is no self in anything. No self in the body, no self in the weather. Everything are natural phenomena. So this is what you have to look at everything as anatta. Then you can stop your cravings, your desire for things to be in a certain way. And when you don't have any desire toward anything, then your mind will become calm and peaceful and not suffering. Okay. Yin YC. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Apologies for my question, but I am curious to understand more. Is it true that enlightened monks cannot disclose their enlightenment? No, it's not. They can. But it's kind of hard, or maybe can be a problem for them. Because how do other people know whether they are enlightened or not? And if people doubt of their enlightenment, they can be accused of fraudulent, and they can face monastic censure or even disrobe if they are accused of lying of their true state of being, such as being enlightened. So sometimes a monk has to be very careful when he talk about his enlightenment, because no one knows whether he's enlightened or not. See, and those who are skeptical might accuse him of lying or being a charlatan. If so, he could be forced to disrobe. It's one of the offense of the 4 big offense of a monk. The other 3 is killing, stealing, and having sexual intercourse. Why not allow to disclose it when Buddha himself can let people know that he was already enlightened? Yes, it's not prohibited for a monk to disclose if it's the truth. The problem is who will know whether this is the truth or not. Because there might be people who just wants to claim it, that they are enlightened in order to be praised and be followed by people. See? So this is where the difficulty comes in. Who's gonna certify that you are enlightened? See? From Czech Ling Tan, dear Ajahn, when enlightened beings look at other human beings, do they automatically see the 32 parts of the body, the 4 elements, or only when they want to? Normally they just see other people just like other people see, just like people, man, woman, and so forth. But when they need to prevent the mind from becoming attached to any people or things, then they will start to see the four elements, or see the anicca, dukkha, anatta, or the 32 parts. From Christine Kutkowski. Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see and hear from you. Thank you for your advice on mindfulness. You're welcome, Christine. From Kenny Lee, dear Ajahn, it is advisable to think of Buddha image while reciting Bhutto. Thank you. You can or you don't have to. It's up to you. The purpose of reciting Bhutto is to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. So you can stop your mind from thinking by just reciting Bhutto. Then you don't need to think of the Buddha's image. But if you think by thinking of the Buddha's image and reciting Bhutto help you to stop thinking, that's okay also. From Lily Siswanto, Okasa Vandami Ajahn, Namaskara. I have been wanting to join your live session. It is very fortunate to be here today. Do we need to meditate to reach Sotapanna? Yes, you need to do both. Meditation on mindfulness and meditation on wisdom. Meaning you have to meditate to calm your mind first, to get into jhana, to get equanimity. Once you have equanimity strong enough, then you can develop wisdom or contemplation to see the three characteristics of existence in the five khandhas, in the body, feeling, perception, thoughts, consciousness. Once you see them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can let go of them, and then you can become enlightened. I understand the concept of anicca, dukkha, anatta. What would it take to really get it and reach the Sotapanna? You have to be exposed to the real thing. Right now we just study the concepts. So we have to see the dukkha in the body when the body gets old, gets sick or die. And when we see the dukkha and we want to stop the dukkha, we have to see that it is anicca and anatta. So maybe you need to have some situation, like when you get sick and the doctor say you got cancer and you might not be able to survive. Then you are forced to look at the truth of your body. And if you can see that it's anicca and anatta, then if you don't want to have dukkha, you will have to give up the body, let the body die. Then your dukkha will disappear. Then you can become a Sotapanna. Another question from Assistant Ajahn Suchart. From E.O. Futi, question number 2. When there are 1 monk and 3 samanera, when we offer lunch dana, should we recite Bhikkhu Sankasa or Bhikkhu Silavanto when we chant the Sankadana? We should chant, I think, Bhikkhu Silavanto because samaneras are not considered part of the Sangha yet. We have to have at least 4 monks to form a Sangha. A quorum for the Sangha is 4 monks. If there's only 1 monk, then you cannot call Bhikkhu Sankasa. You have to call Bhikkhu Silavanto instead. From Chin Chuan, Ajahn, according to Ajahn Man and Longta Mahabua, both of them have met Buddha during the meditation. What are your comments? I have no comment. I just listen and just listen, and just acknowledge that's what they say. I don't have any reaction because I have complete faith in them. What they say, I usually believe what they say, but I never question what they say. Have you met the Buddha in your meditation? Well, there are two types of Buddha. If you become enlightened as a Sotapanna, you have met the Dhamma. And once you have met the Dhamma, the Buddha said, you also have met the Buddha. And the person who have met the Buddha, the Dhamma, is the Sangha, or the noble disciple, meaning an enlightened one, like a Sotapanna, for instance. So this is one type of Buddha that everybody can come and meet. Another type of Buddha is the Buddha that comes from the spiritual realms. This I have no experience of this before. From Nirocha, Kumudini, Vila Singh. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Dhamma always pleases my heart. Thank you for your teaching. You're welcome. Good to hear from you again. I decided to use this method because I think it's more easy for everybody to come and join. With the Zoom method, sometimes people are hesitant to show themselves and ask questions. But with this method, people feel more comfortable and ready to send in their questions or their comments. And I find it also easy for me because I can just read each question one by one and then answer them one by one. From Phoebe Sang, thank you, Ajahn. Just a follow-up question about my thinking and worrying about security that leads to the feeling of loneliness. Is security just the desire for things to be permanent and unchanging? That's right. Our delusion wants everything to be permanent, wants everything to be good and not bad for us. But in real life, things are not always the same. Things sometimes can go from good to bad, and sometimes it can also go from bad to good. But whatever happens, it only happens to our body, not to the mind. Our mind is never affected by whatever happens to the body. So we just keep the mind calm and it will be okay with the mind. That's right. Security is the number one desire of everybody. That's what caused everybody to become afraid. So we have to understand that the body is not secure and the body will one day have to die. But it doesn't have anything to do with us. We are the mind, so we are not affected by whatever happens to the body. So we have to make the mind calm and peaceful. Then the mind will feel secure and will not be afraid of whatever happens to the body. From Sri Tan, Panajan, when we say Bhutto or keep watching our bodily action, by doing that we have less thoughts. Are we trying to cultivate wholesome thought this way and trying to abandon the unwholesome thoughts? No, we first have to start our thoughts first. We must take control of our thoughts, because right now our thoughts are being controlled by our defilement. And usually the defilement will direct our thoughts to go in the way of the defilement which are unwholesome, which creates suffering for us. So first we need to stop the thought. We have to be able to take control of the thought first. Once we can take control of the thought, then we can direct the thought to go think in the way of Dhamma. Namely, think about anicca, dukkha, anatta, think about asubha, think about the unpleasantness of food, Think of the food in the stomach. Think of the food in the mouth. Think about the food when you discharge in the toilet. By thinking like this, you can stop your unwholesome thoughts, your desire, your cravings for things. Then when you have no desire, then your mind will become peaceful and happy. From AVSTHA, Namaste Ajahn. Do Pure Land exist? Pure Land is just a name for pure mind. A mind that is free from defilements such as greed, hate, and delusion. That's what Pure Land is. It's the pure mind. Is it wise to aim for a rebirth there while practicing, or just keep on practicing Buddha's teaching only? Just keep practicing the Buddha's teaching until your mind becomes purified. Once your mind becomes purified, you reach Pure Land. The word Pure Land refers to Nibbana, the mind that is free from defilements. From Cornell Kennedy, Dear Ajahn, what should we do with the food that we have offered to the Buddha Puja? Actually, you should not offer any food to the Buddha image, because Buddha image cannot eat the food anyway. Normally, if you want to give puja to the Buddha image, we do it with flowers and incense, but not with food. Food you can take, if you offer to the Buddha, you can eat them, or you can give it to anybody. Aravin, Dear Ajahn, is it possible to attain Sotapanna in this life by practicing Vipassana and Anapanasati? Definitely. First, you need to practice Anapanasati first to get the mind to have jhana or equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can start contemplating on the impermanent nature of the five khandhas, and the no-self nature of the five khandhas, and the suffering nature of the five khandhas. When you see them, the five khandhas as not being you, then you can then let go of your attachment. Because if you are attached to the five khandhas, you will have suffering, have dukkha. But when you let go of your attachment, then the dukkha in your mind will disappear. Then you can become a Sotapanna. Gleb Alwich, Dear Ajahn, I read a metaphor describing an enlightened mind. It's like a butcher who separates the cow from its skin, flesh, bones, and then puts it all back together. So it looks like a cow, but it's all separate. The flesh, bone, skin representing the khandhas like vijnana, sanya, etc. Yes, you are separating the defilement from your mind. That's what actually an enlightened mind is. An enlightened mind is without defilement. It has no craving, it has no greed, hate, or delusion. But it still functions normally like before it becomes enlightened. You still have thought, you still have perception, you still have consciousness, you still have feelings. But it has no attachment or use these functions of the mind to go after something with cravings or desire. From Sarina Ong, Namaskar Ajahn. Here's another question from Assistant Ajahn Suchart at gmail.com. From Sophiani. I am a property agent, but currently the sale has been very quiet. I have been making merit for the past 5 years, wishing that my income will get better. The reality is the opposite. It makes me feel that I have failed. Is it because my good karma has not come? What is the best way out? Well, the first thing to understand is that when you make merit or give to charity, it doesn't mean it will make you richer. This is not the consequence of making merit. The purpose of making merit is to make your mind happy and content, and also let go of your greed for money. So if you make merit and you have greed for money, then this is not doing it correctly. So when you don't get more money, when you don't become richer, you feel disappointed. So this is not doing making merit the right way. Making merit the right way is to give away your wealth. You don't want to be rich. You just want to have enough to exist, because you see that being rich can be a suffering. Because being rich can also can become poor later on. So it's better not to be rich, just to have enough to survive. So that's what the purpose of giving to charity, not to depend too much on money. Because if you depend a lot on money, then you have to work a lot to get the money you depend on. And when you don't get the money you want, then you can become sad or stressful or suffering. So the purpose of giving merit, making merit, is to lessen your dependence on your money, not to depend more on your money. If you make merit this way, you will feel good, and you won't feel bad when you don't have any money, because you don't want to depend on money to make you happy. From Hoc Kieng Chio, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Cecilia Gun Yoksin, Dear Luang Po, when the body dies, do all five aggregate dissolve and form a new one upon rebirth? No, when the body dies, it's only the body that dissolves. The other four aggregates, such as feeling, perception, thoughts, and consciousness, remain the same. It remains in the mind and goes with the mind as a spiritual being, and form a new body, connect to a new body later on upon rebirth. So you just use your old body and then you get a new body, but you still remain the same. Your thought and your feelings, the consciousness and your perception still remain the same. Jean YC, Ajahn, if time is limited, how do we prioritize between time to practice meditation, learn Dhamma, and time to volunteer in community activities? If you can practice Dhamma and study Dhamma, then you can lessen your volunteer work. Do more study and more Dhamma practice. But if you cannot practice, you have a lot of time on your hand, and you can use it to do volunteer work for the community. But if you find that you need all the time to do your Dhamma practice, then you can suspend your volunteer work. Phoebe saying, Venerable Ajahn, I just want to add that I prefer the Zoom meetings because I feel that I am really in a room with you and other students, and I feel very inspired. I hope there will be Zoom meeting again. In general, seeing you inspired me, though. I know I should not be attached to the messenger, but the message. I will have another Zoom meeting with my administrator on tomorrow night. Tonight I will have a Zoom meeting with the Thai language. And tomorrow night at about 8 p.m. Thailand time, I will have another Zoom meeting in English. So if you want to meet me in a Zoom meeting, wait for tomorrow night, Thursday night, Thailand time, about 8 p.m. If everything goes right, if nothing interrupt or stop me from doing it, I will be Zooming tonight also and tomorrow night also. And maybe some other time also, if I get up early about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I might use the Zoom meeting again. So I will switch back and forth between these two methods. From One To Sopa, นมัสการครับจากกรุงเทพมหานคร from Bangkok. Right now in Thai society, people tend to look at other people more than looking at themselves. What? How should we deal with these people who likes to criticize other people rather than themselves? You just have to look at them just the way they are. They are like the weather. You have different types of weather. You have rain, you have snow, you have heat, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to learn to accept them for what they are. It doesn't matter how they want to look at other people and themselves. It's their business. It's not our business to care. Our business is just to ignore and leave them alone. From Czech Lincoln, thank you so much for answering my question, Ajahn, and also the detailed explanation you gave about the 3 levels of Panya the other day. I find that even with the surface understanding of your teachings, especially the weather analogy, by applying the teaching to daily living, it has already helped relieve a lot of my suffering. Seeing the results strengthened my faith and resolution to practice. Much gratitude, Ajahn. Very happy to hear that. Very happy that you have less stress, have less suffering. From Nirosha, dear Ajahn. Okay, what happened? Maybe you forgot to type your message. From Yanti Soman, Satu. From Chin Li Chin, when contemplating cleaning, dwelling place and cooking daily for this body, I notice suffering as we have to do everything for the body. Is this contemplating correct? Thank you. Yes, it's part of the contemplation to see that to having a body is more suffering than happiness. So that it will make you don't want to have a new body. It makes you don't want to have rebirth. And in order to stop rebirth, you have to stop your defilements. You have to stop your 3 cravings, the craving for sensual gratification, craving for being, and craving for not being, by practicing Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. This is the right contemplation. From Nirosha, others and enlightened mind experience cessation of suffering. Thank you, Ajahn. It's like a sick person experiencing when he gets well. When he gets well, all the painful feeling in the body disappear. For an enlightened mind, he experiences a mind that is free from suffering. His mind used to have a lot of stress, have a lot of anxiety, restlessness, and agitation. But once he becomes enlightened, all this feeling disappear from the mind. And all that is left in the mind is peace and happiness. From Kenny Lee, the Ajahn can go directly to contemplate on either Anicca, Dukkha, or Anatta as meditation object before we calm our mind. If you find by contemplating on Anicca, Dukkha, or Anatta can calm your mind, then yes, you can use it. But if you cannot, then you should stick to the mantra or watch your breath. Thank you so much for your compassion to us. From Indre, Long Paul, good afternoon. May Long Paul be well. Please, Long Paul, Metta advise this question. In Mangala Sutta, Puja cha Pujaniyyanam etam Mangalam uttamam. What the puja and the sutta mean? Can we say Vedic puja The example is Sutta. Puja here means to honor people who what you call who have been nice to you, who have been kind to you, who raise you, who teaches you, like your mother, your father, your teachers. You want to pay them homage. You want to show your respect, and you want to pay back your gratefulness by doing good things for them. If you have money, you want to share some of your money with them. If you have anything, you want to share some of your things to make them happy. This is what we call puja, to pay homage to people who are worthy of our homage, worthy of our respect. These people are people who have been nice to us, kind to us, such as our parents and our teachers, or anybody who had helped us in the past. We want to pay homage to them. We want to show our respect and our gratitude. From Jean YC, I heard a talk. It said it is possible for someone in another religion to attain enlightenment. Is it possible? Or at least in a certain level of enlightenment. Everybody, regardless of their previous religion, can become enlightened in Buddhism if they practice the Noble Eightfold Path. If they practice Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, they can all become enlightened. They can become arahant. They can attain to Nibbana. Just like when the Buddha taught his teaching to those who practiced other religion, and once they understood and follow his teaching, they became enlightened. Once they became enlightened, then they became Buddhist monks and be his noble disciple. From Nirocha, dear Ajahn, how does an enlightened mind experiences cessation of suffering? Thank you, Ajahn. I think I just answered this question just now. He's just like a sick person who became well. You know the difference when you are sick and when you are well? That's physically. It's the same way with the mind. The mind of an unenlightened person is sick like a sick body. It is sick with stress, anxiety, agitation, restlessness, worry, and fear. When that mind becomes enlightened, all these symptom of sickness of the mind will disappear, and all that is left in the mind is peace and happiness. From Gek Yen So, good afternoon to our respected Ajahn. I started a precept at home early this week. After taking lunch, I took solid fruit. An hour after lunch, no dinner. Is there any violation on taking solid fruit after rest for an hour after lunch? Yes, you're not supposed to taking any fruit. If you want to drink, you can drink the fruit juice, but you must have no any of the fruit, of the meat of the fruit. You can only drink the fruit, drink the juice of the fruit. So you have to strain. You have to separate the meat of the fruit from the juice. You can only drink the juice, but you cannot take the fruit. You cannot eat the fruit after midday. From Rudy Penn, Ajahn, how to overcome fear and worry that comes and goes. You have to stop thinking. You have to be mindful. Reciting the mantra can stop your fear and worry temporarily. And if you want to get rid of your fear and worry completely, you have to become enlightened. You have to develop vipassana to see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, such as your body. Once you can see it is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and if you let go of your attachment of your body, then you will have no fear dealing with the body, concerning the body. Ananda T, Sadhu 3x, 3 times. Okay. Looks like we run out of question now. From Chonburi MTR, Sadhu. From Dhammajaka Buddhist Community Center, Namaskar Ajahn. From Sweetan, Ajahn, do Sotapanna needs to develop the 3 level of Panya? Definitely, you need to get to the 3rd level of Panya, Pavana Maya Panya, by developing equanimity from meditation and then by seeing Anicca Dukkha Anatta in the 5 khandhas and be able to let go or cut off your cravings toward the 5 khandhas or attachment to the 5 khandhas. From Cecilia Gun Yok Singh, thanks so much Luang Por for the guidance. I have benefited from this program. You're welcome. I'm very happy to hear that. From Lily Siswanto, dear Ajahn, what is the best way to train to reach equanimity? You have to train your mind to have mindfulness, to stop thinking from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Stop your mind from thinking by concentrating your mind on one object, such as a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or focus on what your body is doing. Watch your body. Don't let your mind think about the past or the future. Then you have strong mindfulness. And when you meditate, you can watch your breath. And by keep watching your breath and not thinking, eventually your mind will reach equanimity. Jean YC, thank you Ajahn for your patience and compassion to answer my question. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. From Indri, Luang Por, puja in the sutta mean who the somebody still alive? Is it right? Normally you puja people who's alive, but you can also puja those people who has passed away by following their teaching, like the Buddha. You want to puja the Buddha, you practice following his teaching. Then you are showing puja to the Buddha. Another question from assistant.ajahn.suchart@gmail.com. From Vijita To, I am keeping a precept at home. Question number 1, can I watch football matches? No, you don't want to any form of entertainment. Question number 2, can I drink Milo with milk at 4 p.m.? No either. Milk is considered to be food. Also Milo is also considered to be food. You can drink only fruit juices. Or refreshment that has no milk in it. You can have tea, you can have coffee, you can have medicinal drinks, but no milk. Milk is considered to be food. From Stephen Wong, good afternoon, Ajahn. How do we overcome conceit? Thank you. To overcome conceit, you have to think of yourself as a nobody. Think of yourself as a servant. Don't think of yourself as a master. Just keep thinking that you are the servant, and then you can cut off your conceit. Because your conceit is just yourself thinking that you are the boss, that's all. So you have to reverse the thinking. Instead of thinking as you being the boss, you should think yourself as being a servant instead. From Jasmine Yo, dear Ajahn, how can one remain mindful when asleep? When you're asleep, you don't have to be mindful. If you're mindful, you will not go to sleep. So mindfulness only applies when you are awake. Sweet Anne, thank you Ajahn for answering my question. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. From Indri, Longpo, Ubeka in Brahma Vihara and Ubeka in Bhujanga Sutta, same or no? Yes, they are the same. Okay, all right. We're about 56 minutes into the meeting now, and I'll stay on until 1 hour, which is another 4 minutes or so, just to let you know. So if you have any question, you can still type to me right now. But when I reach 1 hour, I will have to ask you to stop sending in the questions. Check link can, dear Ajahn. The 3 kinds of craving, is one more difficult to get rid of than the other? All 3 are equal. It depends on your preference. If you like something, then you'll find it hard to give up. If you don't like something, then you'll find it easy to give up. So it depends on the amount of like or dislike you have on the objects of your cravings. Sometimes you find something you can give up easily, and sometimes you find something you find hard to give up. But it doesn't matter hard or easy, you're going to have to give them up anyway. Another question from Ajahn, Assistant Ajahn Suchart, from Suresh Kumar. Question number 1, which one is more important? A, doing charity. 2, studying Dhamma. 3, practicing mindfulness. All of them are important. You need to do charity to get rid of your obsession with money, of making yourself happy with money. You need to study the Dhamma before you can practice mindfulness. So you need all 3. If you still find that you still need money to make you happy, then you have to do charity. Spending the money that you're going to make you happy by giving it to charity instead. And then you will then find that you won't need to spend so much money. Then you won't have to work to get so much money. Then you will have time to study Dhamma and practicing mindfulness. You need to do 3 of them, but first you need to do charity first. Gek Yen So, thanks Ajahn for your guidance by responding to our question. Here's another question from Suresh Kumar from assistant.ajahn@gmail.com. What is the difference between an Arahant and the Buddha? An Arahant, the Buddha and an Arahant are the same in the sense that they are free from suffering. They are free from the rounds of rebirth. They don't have to take rebirth. They are enlightened beings. The difference with an Arahant and the Buddha is that the Buddha became enlightened by his own ability, while the noble disciple, the Arahant, depends on the teaching of the Buddha for them to become enlightened. So, if there's no Buddha, then there will be no noble disciple, no Arahant disciple. Because an Arahant disciple needs to have a teacher to teach him how to become an Arahant. So we need to have a Buddha first. Then the Buddha will teach the way to become enlightened. And other people then can follow the Buddha's teaching and become an Arahant disciple. From Phoebe Sang, thank you very much for your teaching, dear Venerable Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. From Fedom Eason, on normal. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't think I can understand your writing. From Dragos Medita, dear Ajahn, when I focus on the breath in meditation, I am creating a lot of tension in the jaw region. I don't know why, and I'm unable to stop. Do you have any advice? See, when you focus on something in meditation, you're forcing your mind to concentrate. And sometimes your mind doesn't like to concentrate, so it will react by creating tension in various parts of your body. If you find that you cannot yet focus on your breath, then you should use chanting first, or recite the mantra first, in order to lessen your tension. And after you chant for a while or recite the mantra for a while, you find your mind is calm enough to focus on your breath, then you can continue focusing on your breath. From Lily Siswanto, Anumodana Ajahn, may all beings be well and happy. From Helan Lim, good afternoon Ajahn. Is it okay if I take my lunch before 1 p.m. Malaysian time? If I observe 8 precepts at home, Thai time is 12 p.m. I think it's okay. The time is just a benchmark for you to stop eating. So once you reach that benchmark, then you will have to stop doing any eating. Either 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. I don't think it makes much difference. From Chin Li Ching, hi Ajahn, how to do liquid fasting? It is advisable, thank you. I think liquid fasting is not advisable because your body needs lots of liquid. You can fast on solid food, but not on liquid. You have to drink water all the time to sustain your body. So if you do liquid fasting, it can cause harm to your body very quickly. Okay, I think I have to ask all of you to stop sending in questions. Those who have already sent in questions, I will continue to answer them. But please, I have to go pretty soon. It's about 1 hour and 2 minutes into the meeting right now. So if you're still typing your question, please go ahead and type. If you haven't yet typed any question, please don't type. Please wait for our next meeting to ask the question again. Avi STHA, Ajahn, how does one know when she is enlightened? This is something you will know. It's like when you're learning something new, learning a new trick, for instance. When you don't know this trick, you're still puzzled by it. But once you learn the new trick, then you know that you have become enlightened. So it's something like that, something that will click in your mind, something that will turn your mind upside down, inside out, from delusion, from darkness to light, to enlightenment. From Patalapan Bosak, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Nirosha, we are very grateful to you, Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Bill on meditation, thank you, Ajahn. From Angela K, thank you, Ajahn, for guidance and clarifications. They are very helpful and beneficial to our practice. Sadhu, Sadhu. Sadhu from Indri. Longpo Anumodana. Okay, that's all of your comments so far. Thank you very much for coming in to participate in this Dhamma discussion. I hope all our questions can be useful to other people as well, because we are all in search for enlightenment, and any knowledge that will lead us to enlightenment will be considered helpful and useful. So, thank you very much. Once again, very happy to see all of you, to hear from you, and I hope that you will keep on practicing. Don't be discouraged. Anytime you feel discouraged, look to the Buddha, to the Dhamma and the Sangha, and then you can become inspired and can keep continuing on your practice. In the meantime, stay healthy and happy. Okay, here's another question before I go. Dear Ajahn, is it okay to drink walnut or almond powder drink when I observe 8 precepts? I'm not so sure about this new type of drinks, whether they're considered to be food or refreshment. If they are considered to be food, then it cannot be drunk. If they are considered to be refreshment, like fruit juices, then you can still drink them. So you have to decide whether they're food or refreshment. Okay, thank you very much. I have to say goodbye for now, and I'll come back and meet you again soon. Actually, tomorrow night, Wednesday night at about 8 p.m. I'll have a Zoom meeting. It will be live on my Facebook page like right now, and you will be notified if you set up the alarm. Okay, thank you very much and goodbye.